Sometimes it's the things that are right in front of you that you tend to forget about. You see them day after day, right there, all the time, in front of your face, and start not seeing it because it's right there in front of your face, time after time. That's what I've been doing with some of my stamping things. So I decided I was going to dust them off. I was going to recognize that they're there, dust them off, and use them. I'm really excited to have some fun with this Stamps ink paper card with you today, a SIP card, so that we can make some really easy but beautiful cards. These cards are great for guys or gals. And first, though, I want to be sure to say thank you for being here today and joining me. I really appreciate it. It means so much to have you hang out with me for a few minutes. My name is Julia. I am with Julia Sue's Stamping, where I am passionate about stamping, coloring, paper crafting, making cards, and sharing the fun of doing all of that with you. I am from Northeast Ohio. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so everything I use is Stampin' Up! And I will have all the details of everything I use listed in the description down below, as well as my blog address and my online store. The blog will have a lot more details, like measurements. So if you want to check that out, you're welcome to. And my online store, in case you want any of these items that I'm showing you today, that's where you need to go. Now, if you already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, that's fine. If you choose to use me, I appreciate your support. Let's get started. The colors we're using today are Pretty Peacock, and I have cut several of the Pretty Peacocks. One of them is 8.5 inches by 5.5. Let's see if we can get that camera focused there. All right, come on camera, you can do it. Okay, good. So it's 8.5 by 5.5, and then it was scored at 4.25. This piece of Pretty Peacock has been cut to be 5 inches by 3 7/8 inches. We have two pieces of basic white here. This one will be the top layer, and it is 5 1/8 inch by 4. And then this piece is going to be our sentiment piece. It is 4 3/4 by 3 5/8. Finally, we'll have one last piece that goes inside. It's going to be 5 1/4. It is 5 1/4 by 4. So here we go. Let's go ahead and use the bone folder to make the card. It's scored at 4 1/4. So now we have that card, and I'm going to have this be a landscape type of card. We're going to go ahead and put the first layer of the basic white on. I like using a tape roller. My favorite is the Stampin' Seal Plus from Stampin' Up! And then it's very easy for me to put that on. The next is the layer of the Pretty Peacock. I love this color because it is so good for male or female. It doesn't matter. It's a really great, beautiful, elegant color. So the inside then, let's go ahead and do the inside. There we go. And putting this inside the card. All right. Perfect. The stamp set that I brought in for this is the Kindest Expressions, because I'm making a sympathy card. So I'm doing the with sympathy. I also made some thank you cards with the same technique. So I have the with sympathy here, and as you can see, I'm going to ink it up with the Pretty Peacock. But first, silly me, I need to do what I have been saying is right in front of me, and I haven't been doing it. You can take your trimmer and you can use the scoring blade on your trimmer. It's the gray one. The dark gray, almost black, it's a very dark gray though, is for cutting. And the light gray is for scoring. So you can use your scoring blade and do the same thing. What I prefer to use is the Simply Scored tool, and this is what has been right in front of me and I haven't been using it. So what I like to do with this is I like to do 2 or 3 types of score lines here. It comes with a little scoring tool and it is marked eighth of an inch. So I start at the 1/4 inch and I go down, and then I'm going to do the next line, which is an 1/8 inch away, all the way up to the 1/2 inch mark. And I'm pressing firmly so that I can have these all show up well. And I'm going to do it again. I turned the cardstock, as you could see, and then I'm going to do the 1/8 of an inch, and then I have the 1/2 inch, turning it again, a 1/4 of a turn to the 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch away from that, and then the 1/2 inch. Last time, I'm going to score it again on the Simply Scored tool and to the 1/2 inch mark. I'm going to put the scoring tool back down where it stays. And now see what it has done? It has created a raised image all the way around. See how that has on there? And it's very nice. Okay, so simply inking up the stamp in the pretty Peacock ink, and then I'm going to make sure it's as even as I can. Just go down and up, and there we have it. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back. You can use the liquid adhesive if you'd like for the glue, or you can use a tape runner like I do. You need to do what's most comfortable for you. And that last piece gets centered right on. And that's it. How easy is this card? But it really packs a nice punch with these raised score lines all along. And it's a very simple stamps, ink, and paper card. So, as I said, I also did this with a thank you. Only with this one, I only did 2 marks. Can you see that? And this one I did with my cutting tool, my trimmer, as it's not as deep, but you can see it on there. See those? Very nice. So that's the difference though, and when I use the Simply Scored, it does show up a little bit better. It's a little bit deeper. And no matter what though, you can see it in person and feel it. It's wonderful. So it's very fancy, and yet it's not fancy. And that's a wrap. How easy is it to show someone a quick sympathy card that has nice impact? It's a pretty card, or a thank you card that means so much to someone, and very easy to make, as well as mass produce if you need to make several of them, just 4 or 6 or even 8. Easy to get done, and a very nice present to give to someone if they are grieving. They're going to need to write a lot of thank you notes, so maybe that's something you can do for them. If they're saying they don't want any meals or anything, you could mail them a little package of these thank you cards, and they would really appreciate that. So I really thank you for joining me here today. Please be sure you give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Bye.